Hello, fellow watch nerds. Welcome to another episode of A Dude and His Watch. I'm Matt. As always, I'll be your host. Today, we're talking about Seiko divers. Specifically, this is the Seiko SRPC91. Let's say the ocean models from, I think I got this in 2018, so it's a few years old now. Got it on the tropic rubber strap, and that's what we're here to talk about today is how these watches, I think, really belong on rubber. Here we have the SPB185, the Marine Master Reduced, Marine Master 200, Steel Master, all the nicknames that Seiko nerds give these watches. That one's got it. So, Turtle, Marine Master Reduced. That's what we're looking at on tropic rubber straps, which these watches originally came on when they first came out in the 60s and 70s. You know, when you get these Seikos with, even though this is a nice bracelet for the SPB, I mean, it is thick, and this clasp is pretty thick too. Just adds to the overall weight of the watch. I don't have a scale, but, you know, I think in other videos I've seen it at like 185 grams, so it does get a little heavy, you know, wearing it on the bracelet all day. So yeah, I finally just put it back on the tropic rubber, and at first I wasn't so much of a fan because, you know, I've got a 7-inch wrist, which I don't know, it might be bigger now. Seems like it's bigger. I don't think it's huge, but I don't know, when I compare it to like what I hear from other watch channels and people with like 6.5 inch wrists, I don't know. I guess I'm just massive. Not really. But the thing is, it does allow me to wear larger watches. Because when we get into the specs of these things, the SRPC91 or the Save the Ocean Turtle here, we have a case width of 45 millimeters, right? Case thickness of 14 millimeters. The lug width here is 22, and then the lug to lug, which is here to here, 47 millimeters. And as you've heard, that's really what makes these watches more wearable, is that short, you know, lug to lug. They can fit on a variety of wrists, even though otherwise it's a pretty large proposition. And by the way, I never get tired of that dial. That is just beautiful. And if you guys have seen the new Omegas, all the blue models they have there, I always feel like they're kind of Omegas homaging the Seiko Save the Ocean. So, you know, if you want something cheaper, you know, definitely go Seiko route. And as far as the colorway, I feel like it has a bit more of originality. So here we have the SPB 185, and one of my cats, excuse me, sorry Busby, serious work here, we're trying to make a video here. Anywho, let's talk about some of the dimensions on this one since we talked about the turtle, okay? So this one is going to be 42 millimeters in diameter. This case thickness is 12.5, and I believe on the new slim turtles, like the SPB317, which I still want, is like right at around 12 millimeters. So it's about, you know, half a millimeter off, right? So that's the thickness. And then we have 48 lug to lug here. So just 1 millimeter more than on the turtle. And here also, you know, one of the things I forgot, hard Lux crystal, no, you know, anti-reflective coating, which is fine. I've never really, you know, I've used this as a, oh, that's off, as a, you know, tool watch gents, right? Huge buzzword, tool watch. But I do, you know, for all my outdoor activities. And this one, since I put it on the rubber, I feel like I can do the same. I've never scratched the hard Lex, and I've had it for years. But I do appreciate the sapphire crystal on here with the anti-reflective coating, you know. And then if you get more of a comparison into the dials, here we have, you know, I'll say painted on indices, they're not applied. Lumibrite, still incredible, it's great. Handset is just brushed. There's nothing too spectacular about it, but very legible, and that's the main thing. Here with this handset, you have, you know, kind of a bevel on it because you got the brush and the polish on, you know, one side's brush, one side's polish, so you get a little bit more contrast. Plus, I love these stop lights. Seconds hand. I love that they've done that on the newer models. Great throwback to the old vintage ones. This one here, again, I think these are the pressed from behind markers, so not quite applied. But again, Lumibrite, just like all Seiko divers. You got the little loom pip, or loom plot rather, at the 3 to keep the ISO compliance, which a lot of people are complaining about, but you know, whatever. One thing I do like about, and this I appreciate with all watches in general, just the date, right? And then here, the date, it's okay, but I feel like it does kind of ruin the symmetry a little bit. And as I've, you know, gotten more into watches and my tastes have changed, that's one thing that I've kind of gotten away from, right? Is I appreciate more just a simple date at 3, or even better, 6 for the symmetry, but not so much the date. But it is what it is. These are still great watches. Oh yeah, before I forget, wristwatch check, y'all. Monson Noble, still loving this one. Great watch. Check the reviews. Someone complained in my one review of just this, where I didn't compare it to anything like the Grand Seiko. I didn't give them a wrist shot. Here's the wrist shot. 38 millimeters on at least 7-inch wrists, unless I've gotten fatter, which I might need to remeasure again. Anywho, as far as the movements on here, you know, here we have the 6R, right? I believe it's the 6R35. Both of them have the same beat rate. They're both 21.6 vibrations per hour, which might be kind of a bummer when considering, you know, this is less money. This retails for about $350, I believe, and then these bad boys retail for about $1,200. So you don't really get a higher beat rate. The main thing you get is the power reserve. Here it's more like 40 hours, here 70. But you know, whatever, right? Still both great watches. They both hack and hand wind, 24 joules. Again, main difference here, longer power reserve. Other than that, they both have the same, you know, 200 meters of water resistance, or 660 feet. Now, this SPB came on this bracelet, which I've discussed in previous videos, and you can see other people's reviews. Notice that clasp. See how it kind of, when it's flattened out like that, kind of comes up? Yeah, not a fan of that. Just kind of, see if I can show you here. Yeah, see that? I don't know why it does that, but it does. You know, you don't notice it on your wrist or anything, but boy, I wish it didn't do that. And then here, the turtle came on this rubber strap with the these little, I forget what they're called exactly, but the idea is, you know, when it's on a wetsuit, it's a bit of a dive extension. It'll expand. This little, whatever. Yeah, I really don't know what they're called. You've got the signed keeper and signed clasp. In all the years I've had this turtle, I've really never worn it on this strap. So, not that it's not nice, it is, but I feel like with these little ventilation things, or you know, extenders for the wetsuit, it kind of adds a little more heft, visually at least, to the watch, and kind of gives it an illusion of maybe a longer lug to lug. But for me, you know, by the way, don't go cheap on a Tropic strap. You probably have to spend at least 30. I think I got these both off Amazon. And I think this one is signed. I think it's, no, it's not. I think it's Strap Habit is the brand. But yeah, if you go cheap and try to do like a $15 strap from Watch Dives, looks like, which I previously talked about, it's thin, it's feels like brittle, kind of not pliable, and just not good quality. And I had one break, and yeah, long story short, I just sent it back. So yeah, instead of 15, double up. Now, one fun fact, and I'm going to throw this in here because I thought I might try to do something fun today. This strap, this is a Vanguard rubber strap. When I bought my Black Bay 58 years ago, as shown here, it came with that, right? So it came with this sort of option, because again, I bought it used, so whoever I bought it from threw it in there with the cost of the watch, which is nice because I believe they retail for about $100, so that's nice. But I'm not a fan of the color. I can't imagine me wearing it with that green. So I've really never put this on there. And then plus, even though this is used and worn and scratched up a little bit, I don't want to mess up, say, like the inside of the lugs or anything. So long story short, never done that. But I know it's 20 millimeters, which also the SPB185 is 20 millimeters. So I thought I'd do something live on the channel here, which is maybe try and see if that would fit. So let's do this and see if we can get maybe a different look for the SPB185. Steelmaster, Marine Master Reduced, all the fun stuff. Come on, sucker. Try not to mess this up live on camera. Boom, there we go. Oh, did I bend that a little bit? That's all right. These are cheap. I'll get a new one. That's fine. So this side at 12. Oh yeah, I don't think this is going to work at all, y'all. This is not really, maybe I should have tried this before I did the video, but whatever. Yeah, I don't think this is going to quite, because this kind of curves, and then it's just not getting in there very well. But you can kind of see, if we did a green strap, that would probably look better than on the Black Bay 58. But doesn't seem like it's meant to be, which is fine, because I'm more of a black, dark gray guy, so I prefer it on the regular black tropic rubber strap, which I highly encourage all of you to get for your Seiko divers. I really do feel like they belong on there. Seiko can make a decent bracelet, which, the one that comes with this is, but I feel like it's just a little big and thick and chunky, and definitely the clasp is big and thick and chunky. All right, so this is not cooperating. So I just wanted to keep this video short. I just kind of wanted to throw another one out there here and talking about Seiko dive watches belong on tropic rubber straps, because guys, look at how good this stuff looks. Look at this. Telling me you can't wear this and pull tail? Shit. If I wasn't married, all these ladies would be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so let's do a quick wrist shot, and then I'll be out. So we'll take off the manta, and we'll do the classic turtle first. I think everybody should have a turtle. If you don't, I don't really know what you're doing with your life. I still want to get the SPB317. Here we go. And let's see if I can get maybe a better angle on that. Oh, too close. Backed up a little bit for perspective. Yeah, I don't think it looks ridiculous. Fits just about right. Okay. So next up, we'll do the SPB185. And let's see what that looks like on my 7-inch wrist. So same thing. And sorry guys, I don't practice this stuff, but boom. There you go. Hold out for a little perspective. And then we can zoom in because it's a gorgeous watch. But yeah, Totally get you one of these. Anyways, guys, SRPC91, Turtle, SPB185, Seiko divers on tropic rubber straps. And just take a moment to admire, because for a cheap watch, which you can still get around that 300 mark, it is pretty. And same thing with this one, you know, tool watch, supreme steel bezel, love it, goes with everything. Anyways, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to put comments down below. I always like interacting with people that watch my channel. I want to thank you to all the new subscribers I have. I'm just under 200, which is huge for me. Yay, because I don't put out a lot of content other than I try to do like a wrist bowl every day, sort of like, you know, what's he wearing today? Also, sorry about that last video. I know it wasn't great. I was just trying something different, you know, hot takes on watch channels, because I watch so many and I have opinions on them. And yeah, so yeah, just thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for putting up with my crap quality videos. I do appreciate it. I do enjoy the conversations we get into in the comment section about the watches and things like that. So yeah, feel free to do that. As always, subscribe as well. We'll put the Manta back on. And yeah, that's it, y'all. Till next time, have an awesome weekend.